Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is TJ, and I want to talk a little bit about the Jackson State ULM game. Louisiana Monroe gets the victory over the Jackson State Tigers by a score of 12-7. Congratulations to the ULM Warhawks. I think this is their first time winning the game in quite some time. I don't think they won a game last season. But I want to talk a little bit about this game overall, okay? When you have these FCS teams going up against these FBS, a lot of people call these the money games. And these games, you got to critique and analyze a little bit different. Now, some people would say, well, TJ, what you just said, ULM didn't win a game last season. They weren't very good. Now, that is true. But you have to put this into context. FBS players are more times than not more superior than some of these players from HBCUs. And even the worst FBS team can put up points against these HBCU teams. So for the people that's analyzing and critiquing Jackson State football and critiquing them and talking about they can't do this right, they can't do that right, going against an FBS team, my advice to you is to tell you, don't talk about football no more. Like, seriously. Go ahead, just, watch the games, get mad, but don't talk about football no more, because this is just absolutely ridiculous. What you had was a team that went up against another team in the FBS and held them to 12 points. I'm so comfortable with saying this right now. I don't think Jackson State is going to lose another game because they are defensively superior than any other team in the SWAC. I'm dead serious. They are defensively superior to every other team in the SWAC. And, people are talking about their schools, talking about, I heard A&M, I heard FAMU. Okay, the Jackson State Tigers then played 3 weeks, 3 football games. And every single one of those football games, the quarterback that started the game ended up getting benched because the defense was stopping that starting quarterback. I mean, when did your team do that? I'm just being honest. When did Alabama A&M do this? When did FAMU do this? For 3 straight weeks, Jackson State defense has forced coaches to bench their starting quarterback. To me, that is a recipe and a testament to how good this defense is. But let's go ahead and talk about this game, man. Look, there was some ups and some downs in this game. You have to look at the defense of the Jackson State Tigers. This has been their calling card all season. These guys are fast. These guys are instinctive. They end up losing Houston due to targeting early in the game, which I think was a huge blow. Dude had 4.5 sacks, last week against Tennessee State. Dude was like all over the field. So losing him was huge, but they still were able to keep the offense of ULM to little to nothing. Like they can barely move the ball. Rhett Rodriguez, the quarterback for ULM, couldn't do anything. They had to go to their freshman quarterback, the guy that can move around with his legs a little bit to try to, put the RPO game going. But, the offense of Jackson State, look, I think Shedeur Sanders is a really good quarterback. I really do. I think the dude is really smart beyond his years when it comes to playing the quarterback position, getting the ball where it needs to be, making the decisions, living to fight another day, throwing the ball out of bounds, not trying to fight, to make things happen. But this offense is just god awful. Like, seriously, man, I have never seen such a vanilla offense, in a very long time. Like this team is, I just don't know, man. It's like they are not, there's no offensive innovation from the Jackson State Tigers. They can't run the football. The offensive line, when it comes to run blocking, is not very good. And I just think that you have too many talented wide receivers on this team for you to be putting up very little points. Now, you did put up 30 points last week, but my goodness, man, you have too many talented wide receivers on this team for this team not to be able to move the football and for you to scheme some of these guys open because they're playmakers. Another thing I feel about Jackson State, look, too much damn hero ball. There's too much hero ball going on at Jackson State. Like, live to fight another play. Now, I understand Nugget Warren was trying to make a play, trying to give his team good field position. But my man, my dude, okay, you got like 2 minutes left on the clock. All right, you receive the kick. Just go ahead and go down, man. You know what I'm saying? And allow the offense to go ahead and try to matriculate the ball down the field. Too much hero ball. This is like the second week or third week in a row. I seen a guy trying to do way too much. Way too much from a Jackson State team. So too much hero ball, man. You know, too much hero ball in certain crucial situations. And this ultra conservative offensive play calling, like playing scared, playing not to get beat. Like you play not to get beat, 9 times out of 10, you are going to get beat. But defensively, this is a really good football team. I do feel like they'll play better when they go up against SWAC competition because, you know, I just feel like defensively, there's no team in the SWAC. I'm sorry. There's no team in the SWAC that's touching the defense of Jackson State. You can like your team, the school that you went to, but you're speaking from your heart. Go watch all those other games. I'm telling you, Jackson State's defense is the best defense in the SWAC. All right. I mean, you can want to talk about offense, Alabama A&M. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about, you know, pass rushing and all that kind of stuff out of Southern. Okay. But overall, I'm talking about on every level, Jackson State is better. But I expect for them to bounce back, you know, going up against Delta State at home. I expect for them to bounce back. I expect for them to play a little bit better. And, you know, I just have to look at this as a moral victory, you know, because when you're going up against these FBF schools, look, we've been talking about this, money games, right? So you have to get these type of moral victories. And there's no bigger moral victory for me than watching these guys, you know, only allow these guys to kick 4 field goals to beat them. So that's my thoughts about the game, man. Oh, yeah, and finally, man, I got to say this about Shedeur Sanders. Another thing, man, dude hands way too small, okay? Dude got baby hands. He got T-Rex hands, okay? I don't know. Look, I'm telling you, like, he's gonna deal with fumbles throughout his entire career. This dude might have to go ahead and start putting some gloves on. Like, I don't know if you need to call Teddy Bridgewater or some of these quarterbacks that play with gloves on. But I'm telling you, like, the ball security is going to continue to be an issue for Shedeur Sanders because he has small hands. So I don't know if they might want to allow him to, you know, play with gloves on. Maybe you need to start throwing the ball with gloves on. I mean, some of the passes were hitting the ground. You know, it seems like he's having an issue gripping that football. And, you know, when you're dealing with inclement weather and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff, I can understand if you're fumbling. But this dude is fumbling like every single game. That's alarming. So I don't know, man. Maybe he needs to start like working with some gloves on. But that's my final thoughts. We'd love to hear what you all think about the game. What do you all think about Jackson State performance? And what you think about, you know, me saying that Jackson State got the best defense in the SWAC? And if you don't agree, who do you think does? Thank you so much. Y'all take care. Peace.